Hello viewers, it is I, Shadow Blue. In this video, I'll be spoiling the plot of my Yu-Gi-Oh fan series, Yu-Gi-Oh! X Crossover. I'm doing this because events in my life and current events have drained my creativity and drive to make this series. So, to give myself peace of mind and not to end my series on a cliffhanger, I'll spoil it all right here. Episode 1. Haggai and friends end up in the Concole world. It is there that they are confronted by Angela, Red Hat's old nemesis. Angela would bait Haggai into a duel by bringing up how she hurt his friends and used them as stress toys. And so, the two have a duel. Of course, because he's the main character, Red Hat defeats Angela. And so, she reveals that she mind controlled his friends and attempts to get them to attack. But Haggai is able to retreat with his friends and go back to the previous world. Episode 2. Commander tells Red Hat Akagi's backstory. Haggai tells Commander that this story won't absolve Akagi of the crimes that she's committed against him and everyone else. Episode 3. Our new enemy called Bismarck appears, and during that battle, Fubuki attempts to use a clear mind to achieve an Oxel Synchro, but fails due to not believing in herself. She still wins the duel though. Episode 4. Akagi returns for a rematch, demanding the black cube from before. During this duel, Haggai masters Zale without wearing himself out, and wins the duel. Episode 5. Ayanami, sensing the increased pressure of the upcoming battles, decides to use her old deck, the original Noble Knights. Haggai is quick to notice the intense evil pressure coming from Ayanami, and during a training battle, he summons Beals, a dark synchro monster. Episode 6. The Kankale group finds a man called Yugioh on a random island, along with Astolfo from the previous season. Hopo, playing the role of double agent, faces this man in a duel. The man loses, unfortunately. Episode 7. Kenta and Wolf appear and face off with the Concole group. After the match, the two are taken to Yugioh Dark, who has made the naval base his current place of operations. Episode 8. Kenta starts a duel with Yugioh Dark for revenge, but he's defeated easily and tossed in prison, along with Wolf, Yugioh, and Astolfo. Episode 9. Hoza returns home after losing the Gandora cards. Trapped in a seemingly deep depression, is only once his friends have been terrorized by a bully. He faces the bully in a duel and regains his confidence, vowing to become a perfect champion that never loses. Episode 10. Infinite returns to his homeworld. He has undergone a change of heart due to the events he's went through, but people do not believe him, believing he is still part of the Eggman Empire. It is then he runs into Buddy, and challenges him to a duel to prove himself. In that duel, he calls forth a dark synchro monster. But, unlike the others who have used the power, he does not face any negative side effects. After the duel, he goes on to prove that he has a change of heart. Episode 11. Fubuki has her rematch with Bismarck. And with the power to believe in herself and gain a clear mind, she performs an XL Synchro, proving to Bismarck that she can surpass herself. Episode 12. Hatguy starts a duel with Ayanami to try and free her from Beelz's dark influence. Episode 13. Ayanami manages to tame Beelz's power and becomes stronger in the process. Episode 14. With the three now stronger than ever, and with the help of the Black Cube, Hatguy, Fubuki, and Ayanami go to the Konkole world to begin the final battle. Episode 15. Ayanami vs. Shimakaze. During this duel, Ayanami evolves Beelz into Beelzus and wins, freeing Angela's control on Shimakaze. Episode 16. The two Fubukis face off, and Fubuki from the Azraline world summons Crystal Clear Wing over Synchro Dragon and defeats her Konkole counterpart. Episode 17. Hatguy has his final match with Angela. Obviously, since Hatguy is the main character, he wins. And then Angela begs Yugen for another chance. Pulling a Vegeta and Nappa, Yugen stabs Angela in the back and leaves her to die. The final battle with Hatguy will begin. Episode 18. Round 1 of Hatguy vs. Yugen. I didn't write anything fancy for this one. Just assume I said something about the duel here. Episode 19. Round 2 of Hatguy vs. Yugen. On this round, Yugen's armor gets damaged, which causes Raigo, God of Destruction, to be unleashed, and it possesses Yugen, beginning the final battle, the true final battle. Episode 20, Round 3 of Hatguy vs. Yugen. At the final battle, Hatguy transforms into Zale and finishes the duel. With this, the universe is saved, and everyone goes back to their normal lives. And for a little bonus, the movie special, Rise of the DD Tower. The story takes place several months after Raigo's defeat. A strange tower appears in multiple worlds. And then, both groups from the world, the Konkole and Azraline group, they both head into the tower and fight duel monsters. Both groups eventually meet Hatguy, and it soon comes to realize that Angela had somehow survived. Again. She had gone to the top of the tower and awakened the King of Darkness, Nightmare. Of course, Nightmare, being well, a literal king of darkness, destroys Angela and has a final battle with Hat Guy, which would have been real great. Anyway, Nightmare is defeated and peace is truly brought back to the universe. And with that, the series is done. I can truly rest. I can finally rest easy.